Chloe barking?
Sure, I want Chloe barking. Okay, welcome everybody, because my dog will start barking too. That's really fun. So welcome everybody. Tonight's hot topic, I don't know what the date is, October, I don't know, 18th,
21st.
21st, somewhere in there, sometime in the middle of October. It's a Monday, I know that. And we'll be talking about building your business in the holidays with really great fundraisers. So this started when I was asking Lindsay Kavanaugh what it was that she enjoys about her business right now, because you go in through seasons and phases and things. And it's really fun to take stock and say, what is it that I really love the most about my business right now? And how can I do more of the part that I love the most? And for her, she realized that it was the fundraisers. And so she and Terry O'Neill and I have been talking about this whole fundraiser thing, and we brought it up in our leader call last night. And so that's why we decided to talk about these fundraisers tonight. And I'm going to do my best to be as clear as I can and to give you the different kinds of options without being confusing. And what I want you to know is that if you have an opportunity, when you create opportunities to do fundraisers, let your leader help you if it's your first one, so that we can advise you on the simplest, most straightforward ways of doing this. We don't want you to create something that's overwhelming and just too big. So there are a couple of ways. So what we're going to talk about is, what could a fundraiser look like? Like, what would the structure be? Is it a party? Is it a catalog thing? What is it? Then we're going to talk about, how does the donation get made? There are a couple basic ways that the donation gets made. And then the third thing might be, how do I find fundraisers? What kinds of things do I say in order to get people interested in me doing a fundraiser for them? So hopefully by the end of that, we'll make our way back around, and then we can take questions and things. And Liz has done a lot of fundraisers. Wendy Moker has done some fundraisers. Shannon Campbell's done fundraisers, and they're all on this call too. So, and let me see who else is on here who's done fundraisers. I can't tell who else is on here. So anyway, so let's start with what does it look like? It can look like a lot of things. The most obvious thing is a fundraiser that's a physical party. Everybody shows up at the party. Terry was saying that she just did one the other night, sort of out past where I live. And I think it was $2,500 in sales, and it was a party. So it could be a party. It could be, maybe it's a swim team or a cheer team. I'm getting ready to do one for a cheer squad. And we'll probably do a party piece of it, but then we're probably also going to be doing catalog orders, where the moms of the cheerleaders go out and they go find at least $300 in sales from their friends. So because whoever's in charge of the fundraiser can task them each with, here are your marching orders, right? And so it can be a lot of different things. When I did one for a swim team one time, I didn't do a physical party, but I showed the jewelry at the parents' meeting. I gave out a catalog and order forms to those parents who were taking part, along with a little description of, here's how we do this, the deadline, here's how we tally the orders. And I created a little incentive. I said the parent who sells the most jewelry will get a $50 gift certificate or a $100 gift certificate. So you can create a little incentive of your own for maybe the top seller or the top two sellers. So it could be a party, it could be all catalogs, it can be a party plus catalogs, it can be a lot of things. It could be online. I structured one online that, people who are paid as a leader and earn 40% can do a little bit more out of our own pockets. And we're talking about that part in a minute, but I created one that was all online, which is unusual. I've never done this before. It was using the dog paw, and it was for the SPCA in our area. My daughter created a little dummy website. People just simply told me what their orders were. They paid me by PayPal. And then I went ahead and sent them their dog paw necklace. And I would give $10 per piece. I was basically giving away a lot of my my income. But that was a whole other way of structuring a fundraiser. So there are a lot of different ways, but the simplest is a flat out party. That's the simplest way to structure it. But you can do a lot of other things. So again, let your leader work with you. Now, how does the donation get made? It can come out of your pocket if it's an organization that you really love and you really care about it. You can say, whatever gets sold at this party, I will donate X% toward your organization. It could be whatever. You can even say, and for every party booked, I will donate another X number of dollars for each party booked and held. So maybe you give an extra bonus of $25 to the organization for each party that gets booked that night. And then that's kind of the end of the pipeline for that. So that's one way to do it. It comes out of your pocket. Now, a lot of you are really needing to keep this as a money-making business, right? And so I want to share with you what Amy Quinzer taught me years ago. And this is more often how I do this, is there is a way to funnel orders into your host rewards rather than as a retail order. But think about it. That means that some of the orders in that party need to be something other than a credit card. It could be a PayPal or Venmo to you. It could be a check. It could be cash. It could be if you happen to use Stripe or Square or Flint or one of those things, you can do that because that's cash in your pocket that's being deposited into your bank account. And so the key to making this work is that about a third of the orders would need to be paid for by something other than a credit card. So let me see if I can create a simple vision for you. Let's pretend I do a party and it's $1,000 in sales. And I've told the hostess there will be no host rewards, no host jewelry. But because I either give a donation or I give jewelry as a host rewards, I don't do both, right? So this is what I'm saying to her in these situations where I don't want to give up my income. And I'll say, so I'm happy to give you a 70% off item, which of course is the BFF, right? Reward. So as a thank you for having me. And if I have some other little something that I can give her, I will, to thank her. But if she's intent on making money for her organization, she's really not going to care. She just wants to make money for her organization, have a great time. So what I'll do is, let's say I sell 1,000 at that party and I've brought in, maybe $300 some in checks, PayPal, Venmo, cash, whatever. And the rest of them are credit cards probably. I'm going to plug in all of those credit card orders as regular customer orders, shipped now to guest, just like any other party. But I'm going to play with the math a little bit and I'm going to say to myself, okay, what if I put in $700 in retail sales? What does that give me in free and half price? Well, I know that gives me 3 half price items, and that's going to give me 25% of $750. So it's going to give me about 175 or so in free. Okay, so we'll use that as a pretend number. So let's say now I know that I've got 175 in free and I've got 3 items that I can order at half price. Well, what if I took the items that somebody paid me cash for, essentially, and I'm going to plug those into the free and I'm going to plug those into the half price items. Now I've got cash in hand that I haven't had to pay for jewelry for. I'm having to pay for shipping and tax and the half price items, but I've still got some money sitting here in my hand. And it's roughly 25% of the value of that original party, of that $1,000. So now I can hand that cash money, basically I can write a check essentially over to that organization. So that's why I say there are 2 ways of doing this. You can just flat out give a donation out of your income, or you can preserve your income. So now I've just put in $700 and I'm earning my income on that $700. But I'm also making the donation using the host rewards to that organization. So the next thing that I want to go through is how do I find these kinds of fundraisers, and what do I say that will make sense? So I start scrolling through Facebook and I start noticing who among my friends is really tied into organizations. you kind of know who's working with Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. You kind of know who's doing Relay for Life. You kind of know who works for the SPCA. You kind of know who's involved with ALS. And you offer them and you say, listen, I want to help you make some extra money for your organization, for your cheer squad, for your, brownie troop, whatever it is. I can donate 20 to 25% of retail sales of any party or catalog fundraiser. Would you like to hear more? And then just see what they say. That's all you have to say. And you can give them the link to the catalog so they can see it. And you can make the point too, this time of year, everybody's shopping. We may as well be able to make that a donation to your organization, right? And then you can talk to them about whether it would be a party or, after they say, yeah, I'm really interested. And then you can say, well, the easiest way is to just do a party. Get 15 or 20 people to the party at your house or somebody's house, and everybody shops. But we have ways of doing it from catalog orders and things like that. And then you work on the details of it after they get the date and all that set up with you. But it's not a whole lot harder than just doing a regular party. But the neat thing is there are a lot of women who will not do a regular jewelry party, but they would definitely see the value in getting their friends to come shopping and get a donation out of the whole thing. Okay, so I probably opened up a lot of cans of worms. I'm not sure if we should how about if we take questions? And those of you who have done fundraisers, if you have suggestions and answers, chime in and help answer those questions so we get all the different variables covered here. So what questions do you all have about this? You'll have to unmute.
Betsy, I will ask a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
I have one that's going on November the 1st, and it's actually at a school. So I actually have to set up my stuff at a school, and it's going to be a long day. But I have given them the invitation to pass on. I don't know what she's done with it. I have not seen. I said, so if people can't make it, they can always order. What do you suggest? Do you do the same 5 days to keep it open? Do you ask them how long do you want to keep it open? How do you go about doing that, or other than the orders that I get there?
Are you doing a donation out of your own pocket?
No, they want the jewelry. They do a big fundraiser in May where they do baskets. So the other vendors that will be there have to donate a basket worth X amount of hundreds of dollars. But she says, because you're a different kind of company, we want your jewelry. So we'll just, so depending on what I get, I'll make up a basket myself. And maybe add something to it if I have to make it the value of the others, or if not, maybe divide it into two, which I'm hoping that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
I'm going to post it. I'm going to post it so other people in the area that don't necessarily go to that school, because it's a private school, would know that they can go in. But I don't know, do you keep it that 5 days? Do I ask her how long do you want to keep it open for? What would you do in that situation?
Wendy and Liz, you have some suggestions?
I would keep it open as long as possible. I mean, you've got
till the end of the month.
Yeah, I would say, well, you're also getting into Thanksgiving, so I would say cut it off before Thanksgiving, but give yourself enough time to get with the moms and get the shopping and, focus on like what their school colors are with the birthstone necklaces. If they're, I'm going to Wisconsin this weekend, it's red and white for Wisconsin, it's green and gold for Green Bay, so I'm taking green and gold and red.
There you go.
So I would kind of focus on the school colors, and I would keep it open as long as you can, so you can at least have enough time to finagle the money and close the party and do as much as you can for them.
Yeah. And so,
Yeah, I
and
don't have to play
since
with
it's
the
all
money.
jewelry,
So.
since there's
Oh,
no
that's
money.
right. It's all jewelry. Okay. I
Yeah.
got one. I'm going to have to play with money. So
No, don't have to touch that. That's the only reason why I'm doing it. Like, I don't want to have to play with money.
You bring up such a good point, Rhonda. If there was money involved, it would be really critical to close it within just a few days, because you're rolling people's jewelry orders into free and half price items and having to deliver those pieces of jewelry, or having the organizer deliver those pieces of jewelry.
Correct. Yeah, and they're not using the jewelry till May.
Right. Yeah, so
So-
you guys have all kinds of time. Got it.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So we could even leave it open until December. Maybe we'll see what the rewards are.
Yeah.
well,
You
one
know,
of the
for
good
them,
things, one of the good things about a school, Betsy, is that typically all of the orders, the majority of the orders come from parents and students. So the orders that are not drop shipped, the ones that you use, well, and she's not even doing that, but orders can be shipped directly to the school and they can pick them up at school, because that's what I did last year.
Oh, right. You did that last year when
We
you.
were all able to- and I even with that, I donated over $500 to the school for HOSA.
Wow. I love it. Neat.
So,
Good. What else? Thanks, Rhonda. Hope it goes great.
thank you.
When you're going to give a portion of your profits, what percentage do you usually give?
It's up to you. You know, a group leader earns 40%. Someone's on whatever we sell. Someone selling over $1,800 in the month will earn 30%. Every consultant right out of the gate earns 25%. So you have to kind of gauge it on, you know, how much you love the organization, how much you can afford. It's all a tax write-off, which is certainly a nice side advantage, but you know, that's kind of up to you.
Okay. And then when you want to do something for like a school, have you ever had to give them sort of like a proposal type thing? I'm working with an organization and they want a written proposal, and they're a big organization. Have you ever had to do that?
Yeah. Liz, you've had to, haven't you? Proposal.
You know, I'm thinking back, I think a long, long time ago. I don't think I've done anything recently where I've had to put together a proposal. I remember drafting one and I think I got really, you know me, I'm not a good person to ask that question because I think I gave them like 3 different options. So.
Yeah.
You did what? I didn't hear that. What did you do?
I think I gave them 3 different options. You don't want to do what I do.
I think what you could do in that is say I can give 20 to 25% of the retail sales of the fundraiser. We can do it as a party or as catalog orders, and we need to organize it so that as many of the orders come in using checks, PayPal, Venmo, or cash as possible. You know, and set a finite deadline for the when the orders are coming in, you know, so you can kind of give them bullet points of basically how you would structure it. I will give you, you know, catalogs sufficient for X number of participants if we're doing catalog orders, and you can kind of just give bullet points. You know, remember you're working with mostly parents.
Well, actually, no. This is an organization at a university.
Oh.
So, yeah, we'll see. I had another question about it, and then it went right through my head. Okay. Go on.
Sort of bullet points. You know, basically, here's what I can do for you, and the net effect is 20 to 25%. The goal is to make it as simple for you all as possible to earn money.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. I need a lesson on how do we set up these other payment things. I've not done any of that.
Like PayPal or Venmo. If you Google either one of them and go to their websites, each one has a very simple way of setting up, and typically they attach to your bank account, and typically they'll attach to a credit card. But very simple, and then that way you can accept payments from people really easily. It's very nice.
Okay.
Yeah, very nice. Simple. That's a good question. Who else?
Hi, Betsy. This is Shanna. I'm driving, so that's why I was only on video for a second because I was at a traffic light.
Sure.
But now I'm not. I wanted to just say that whenever I book a party, whether it be a fundraiser or a party with just a lovely hostess, I always encourage them to send the link to people that live out of state as well. But especially for those fundraisers, because you know that everyone at that school has family members that live in another state that would support the school and get some awesome sparkle along the way. And then they just order directly from the link. So whoever the hostess is for that fundraiser, encourage them to encourage parents to send out the link as well. And then before you know it, you got people ordering from everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you're giving some kind of an incentive, be the one who creates the most orders. Then,
yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. That's a great idea. Yeah, it's so much easier to do that kind of thing these days. Thank you. What other questions? So think about it. When we do fundraisers like this, we end up with people willing to host who wouldn't have otherwise. And we wind up in front of a lot of other people that we would have never met otherwise. That's great because they're going to end up with a lot of Touchstone crystal jewelry in their wardrobe. They're going to love it. Their friends are going to see it and compliment on it. Some of them will want to book a party. The nice thing is that we can follow up with those customers the same way that we follow up with any other customer that we have sold to. And it can be, thank you so much for participating in the fundraiser for Alzheimer's Society. And we were able to donate $550 because of this fundraiser. I wanted to make sure that you love your jewelry. And here, are you getting compliments on it yet? Fill me in. And so you start the conversation. So even with these people that you've never met before, you now have a reason to reach out to people because they now own jewelry that they purchased from us. So I just think it's such a win-win. We want to make sure that we are doing really good customer service with these people because a lot of them we would have never met, or a lot of them we didn't meet, especially if it wasn't a party. So it allows us to fish in some ponds that we would have never known about. And I just think it's a win-win for the holiday season and for booking parties into January. Because with the new catalog coming up, we're going to be wanting to find ways of stoking interest for the new catalog with all these people as well. So Liz, Wendy, Shanna, for those of you who have been doing fundraisers, what tips and ideas do you have? What's worked well for you in the past?
Hi, this is Shanna.
Things to avoid. Go ahead, Shanna.
Yes, while I was networking at a new group, I added in my 30-second speech or my commercial, whatever they call it, that I also do fundraisers, and I would be able to give you either $25 or $30 cash money or sparkle. It depends on the totals. And then I say, and that's way better than a car wash. So think of me when you're going to scrub that car and get some crystals instead or something like that, just so that would stay in their head and they'll tell other people. And I booked 3 fundraisers from people I didn't know, from other people there telling them about it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then the people that told the people about it, I gave them each $50 in free sparkle as a referral.
As a referral. Nice. And
yeah, as a RFF, a referral for a friend.
Ah, that's cute. I love it. Roof. So, and Shanna, do you have them figured out as far as will they all be regular parties or what will they be?
They are all going to be regular parties.
Okay.
But I always like to do all of my parties. I like to do earlier in the month, so that way we have time to generate more orders. Because one fundraiser, it actually took place at my house because she didn't want to do it at her home. We only had 4 people there. The sales were only $400, but she was able to get it to $1,100 by sending the link out to people that didn't attend and family members from out of state. And we had a longer time to do it. So I gave her $200 cash and $200 in jewelry.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Great.
And she just won the event that she was fundraising for, which was awesome too. So now she's the mayor of Palm Harbor.
I love it. That's great. Great job, Shanna. I just love your energy. I need to be around Shanna every single day. Hmm. Liz and Wendy, how about you guys? What not to do, what to do?
Well, so for me, my most successful fundraisers, it's just the same as a party as far as the hostess. You know, it really, I find that when the hostess is engaged, it really helps. And also, I mean, my fundraisers have been usually for like leukemia lymphoma society. So someone has, you know, one of those illnesses, or for breast cancer, or someone like my hostess is someone whose best friend died of the disease. So my hostesses are very, very passionate about their cause. So when I have a very engaged hostess, that helps a lot, right, with the sales. And I mean, I just do it straight up. Like, I have never tried what you talked about tonight. I might actually try that at some point. But I just do straight up a donation out of my commission. And like I was saying on the leader call, I've got one hostess. We do parties like once or twice a year, and we raise quite a bit of money. And she actually does it's like a two-parter. So we do the fundraiser, raise the money, and then I give her the host rewards too, because she's my cousin.
Yeah.
And so she purchases jewelry with the host rewards that she then raffles off, you know, at a later point.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of do it as a double thing to raise money. You know, you're raising money in the party, getting that donation, and then you're taking the jewelry, raffling that off. And so, you know, she sold raffle tickets and made even more money.
Okay.
I don't know. Worked really well. I mean, we've been donating a whole lot of money to that organization.
That's great. That feels good.
Sure does.
Yeah, I love that. Wendy, what about you? You were about to say something.
I've had a few. I've done Live Like Jake a couple years in a row, and it's a fundraiser for childhood drownings, toddlers, babies. And we've done it both years in April, so it's been double host dollars, and we do it through a salon. And literally, they've been able to, the owner of the salon is friends with the mother of Jake, who drowned. And so that's how the benefit started. Mm-hmm. And so whenever the ladies are in the salon and they're ordering, we end up donating the jewelry. But because it's double host dollars, she's been able to give all of her staff. So she sort of makes it, her staff each gets to pick something, and then we donate all the jewelry. We pick out sets, and we'll ask Carrie, the mother, what she likes, and we'll donate the sets. And then they have different fundraisers. So Mother's Day weekend, they have a 5-mile run for Jake. And so they'll take and make baskets. And then in September, they have a gala. So they'll do baskets again. So they take the jewelry, and then they earn money off of the jewelry that's been donated. So it's a win-win for everyone, and that's worked out really well. Mm-hmm. The one that I did for HOSA, I did, like you said, with the Venmo and the cash and Zelle. Mm-hmm. That one was a little bit more finagling. I mean, it takes a little bit more to figure out the numbers because you're trying to do the best you can for them.
Yeah.
But like I said, I was shocked because I ended up giving them over $500, which was a good percentage because the way we worked it, I don't think, even if I gave them 20%, I don't think it would have been that. I think they were better off doing it the way we did it. They got more. So it's just it takes a little time to do it.
Mm-hmm. It takes some thinking. And this is why, for those of you who have not done it before, please let your leader help you do it. If it's anything other than you do a party, you give a straight donation, that's easy. But if there's anything else that's a little different, where maybe you don't want to give up your income, but you want to be able to make the donation through the host rewards, please let us help you. Because it'll be a little different with each one. Not hard, but just takes a little bit of, minding the detail.
Well, and I can tell you, everybody, trust me, if I can do it, you can do it because I'm not a numbers person. It's not my thing. But I was able to literally give them a check for over $500. So if I can figure it out, call me. I'll help you figure it out because I'll do anything to make a buck. So I figured it out.
Right. And you did. You really did. You figured it out. And the really great thing is that once you've done it once, then it makes perfect sense in your brain how to do it the next time. So it's not like you have to keep learning how to do this. Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Betsy, this is Shanna. I just wanted to say one more thing. I was at a doctor's office, at a chiropractic office, saw a flyer for a fundraiser, and something came over me and said, call that woman, you can make her some money. And I literally called a stranger and said, my name is Shanna Campbell. I represent Swarovski, and we do fundraisers. And I saw that you are celebrating the life of Dylan. I'm so sorry for your loss. It was her grandson. And the event was in 4 days. They got permission for the restaurant for me to be there. I went there, able to give them $200, $100 in jewelry, and able to give the mother and the grandmother a wrap star bracelet in red because that was his favorite color. And now she's booking a party with me to continue raising money to help her daughter.
Wow.
And that was just, I mean, I'd never done that before, but now whenever I see a flyer, I'm just going to take a picture and call the person. They can either want it or not, no big deal, but we're there to help if we can.
That's right. That's awesome, Shanna. Wow. So one last thing, what does this prompt for all of you? What ideas is this giving you all? If you have anything you want to share, we'd love to hear.
I think the puppy idea is a great idea because we all love puppies, or most of us. I think reaching out to like your local furry friends or your adoption members.
Do the dog call.
And I do think that schools, whether it's high schools or, you know, for school spirit, and all the cheer teams, I think that's a great opportunity, especially with the part that works with that is the birthstone necklaces and the bracelets are so inexpensive. I mean, yes, it takes a lot to make money off of that, but I think it's a good opportunity between the cheerleaders and the flag and dance and that for them to show school spirit and get it at a reasonable price.
Cute. Thanks, Wendy. Who else?
Betsy, I don't know if this would work or not, but I was thinking about when being online, giving them a cause each month, like, but let them choose, let my online people choose and, you know, do like a pick at the beginning of the month that, okay, this is our cause, and any loose sales that come in, over and above any parties or anything like that, go to that cause.
I like that.
And, you know, I kind of jotted down some things that, just to give them an idea. I mean, I'm just trying, I'm brainstorming here, but, you know, I was thinking of maybe putting, I don't know, the causes in the balloon or something. I mean, just somehow it would be fun and just saying, oh, this is the cause that we have this, and any loose sales. I mean, I don't know if that's even possible. This is all new to me.
So I did something like that in my VIP group actually, maybe been last year, where I was trying to do a fundraiser every single month. And I had a month where I didn't have any. So I was like, okay, guys, you know, throw them out there. And we ended up with, I don't even remember how I chose, but ended up with the Rhode Island Food Bank, because one of my best friends was like, you know, she's a chef, and she says, you know, she used to donate food and stuff, but they feed homeless in Rhode Island. It was something I'd never even thought about.
Right.
I grew up there, and so I was like, sure, we'll do that one. And then she championed that cause that month. So she, even though she's not a jewelry person, she was able to drum up some sales from her world. So, you know, just kind of putting it out there to people that you might not normally, you know, interact with. I mean, she's not somebody that's ever bought anything from me and probably never will. But we did a fundraiser that raised some money for a charity that was very.
That's really neat.
Yeah, important to her.
Lori, I like that idea. Would it be something that would come out of your pocket?
I guess to get started, what I was thinking is any fundraisers that I'm doing, like I'm doing a church bazaar coming up in November.
Yeah.
In my head, I was thinking I only get 25% to get started. So I was thinking maybe 15 to 20%. Give up the profit on that, but take the host rewards and build my kit.
That's right. Yes, and I have done that over time. Yep, because then I end up with the jewelry. That's
I mean, it'd be nice to get the money too, but you know,
yeah.
I'm thinking with this fundraising for some, I mean, it's really ringing a bell for me a lot lately, because I just think that that's going to get you into the circles that you want to get into.
Yes, it's true. Right. I like the way you're thinking about it. That's very creative. Good. Good luck. Keep us posted.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Who else? Any last thoughts? Things that it's making you think of? All right. Well, thank you, ladies. I hope this was helpful and that it's giving your beanie a spin. It's giving mine one for sure. So, and thanks for all the participation and the great ideas. Have a terrific week. Let us know what we can do to help you, and enjoy all of your escapades over the next couple of days as you're booking your parties and booking your fundraisers. As you do that, be sure you post on on the team pages what you've done, because it's, you know, what we think is kind of commonplace is actually a great idea for somebody else who wouldn't have thought of it. So please share the things that you're doing, because it really does help other people too. All right. Have a great night, everybody. And thank you.
Thank you.
Betsy. Night.
Good
Night,
night.
everybody.
Night.